Hey, Dr. Fred, TMT, Tuesday Morning Transformation. We're all spirits here on a human journey, fulfilling a soul purpose. So I have a question. How do you connect the dots? So you're wondering, why the heck do I have a dot right here? Because, hey man, here's where we're born, here's our childhood, and we go through these dots, but at each moment in our life, we run into conditions. We don't know why they happen. We can't always logically explain things, that they cause pain and challenges, and we can't see the reason or where the next dot is. So we get immersed in this condition. So today I have 3 stories that I want to tell you, and these are all personal stories. So the first story is here in childhood. This is a story of safety. So when I was growing up, going through elementary school, I never started a grade and finished that grade in the same school. So I was always the new kid in school. So you'd come to a neighborhood, you make friends. Over time, you're the new kid in school, you make new friends, and then of course the little kid loves their friends. Why? Because kids, they want certainty. And then I would move. So what would happen? So then I'd move, I'd have to leave my friends, right? So I would cry, I'd be sad, I'm the new kid in school, then I'd make new friends, and I would love my friends, and then I would move again, right? So as I'm going through this, I don't know where that dot's gonna end up, but that was learning. What did it teach me? So by the time I got to high school, and finally I quit moving, I moved 13 times by the time I got to high school, I could look back and say, wow, I'm not attached to places. I can change my life, make new friends, change my conditions. It made me very adaptable, right? So what's that do? That helps me in my purpose way up here when I begin at this dot. Then I get to high school and I'm a wrestler. So here I'm a little kid, right? I love football, but I was too little, so I go into wrestling. What'd that teach me? Well, on Monday at 6, I gotta cut weight, man. I got 3 days to lose 10 pounds. You gotta stop drinking, stop eating. You can't even drink a sip of water for 3 days. What did that teach me? That my mind is stronger than my body. How did that prepare me for my soul purpose that I don't even know what's going up on here? Because now I fly to different time zones. I get very little sleep, 2 to 3 hours sleep sometimes, because I don't sleep at night in different time zones. I'm anxious about the seminar, and then I speak for 11 hours straight, because now I know my mind is stronger than my body, my purpose and my heart is stronger than my physiology, and I can move past my physiology. Because what did I learn? I can look back on here. You know, I can change my conditions. I can get above my physiology. So then life keeps going. Hopefully it progresses, right? And then I get married. I'm at 30 years old. Now here's the second story. Number 2 is the story of freedom. So we get married, we build this life. I marry another chiropractor, and we start building this great life. Hey, we have homes, you know, we have toys, we have financial freedom, we have all this stuff, but our marriage is miserable. So we end up getting divorced. I end up moving across country. Why? Because I can change my life, because I can overcome my physiology. I take enough money to open up a new clinic, right? So what happens? On the day I opened, I didn't have $5. Why? Because what did I learn right here? I'm not attached to conditions. Conditions don't bring you happiness. I had conditions and I wasn't happy. Okay, so what do I learn? Life is not about conditions. Life is about internal peace, internal joy. I end up recreating a whole new life, becoming financially independent again. And then life is different, and now we can be in joy. So then I end up getting married the second time. This is a story of unconditional love. The third story, I end up getting married a second time. My wife ends up getting cancer and she ends up dying. So what did I learn? Man, I learned, you know, after she went through chemo radiation, it didn't work. She didn't want to try. She didn't want to do natural things. Here, my whole life is about helping people heal, and she didn't care. She's like, I'd rather die than live this life. So what did I learn? Accept people unconditionally. Everybody's on their own journey with God. They can either work it out in the physical world, or they can work it out in the spiritual world. So what did it teach me? Unconditional love. Hey, the acute pain was watching her taking a last breath. The suffering was all the time we spent arguing about small stuff. I refuse to do that now. So now I get into a relationship, the relationship I'm in now, and what's our core value? Our core value is love. Do we get in disagreements? Of course we do, like any relationship. But we're committed to coming back to love. We're committed to working it out. We're committed to making changes. Why? Because change started right here. Sometimes you got to overcome your physiology and your emotion, and you just got to get back to love here. Here's unconditional acceptance. So when you return to unconditional love, you can see from a different perspective right here. So now, because of all these dots and how we connect the dots, that hopefully the evolution of our soul progresses higher. We get to a higher consciousness. Now, where are we now? Because of this, now there's You Are More Powerful Than You Think. Now there's a coaching system. Now there's a purpose to help people find God within themselves, to be able to connect the dots in their life in a way to see that God in the universe is guiding you the whole time. Where's this next dot? I don't know. I haven't gotten there yet. So the question is, how do you connect the dots? Do you have faith that you're being divinely guided by the universe and by God, that everything is working in your favor? Can you look back at the dots and find the gift that helps your soul evolve to this next dot right here and then beyond? So this is really the question. How do you connect the dots? So hopefully that helps you reflect back on your life to find the gift so you can release the pain, come into who we are divinely, and now we can fulfill our soul purpose on a whole nother level. Thank you guys. I love you. Let's connect the dots in a way that take us into a higher consciousness and fulfill our soul purpose. Love you guys.